Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D. Better Off Reading Every Day. Today we have a good one for you, and guess what? It's all about purple. And we actually did an activity today in school where there was a lot of purple going on. I even got a purple bracelet out of it. Yes, I did. So I figure, why not bring the joy of purple to you with this book, I Love You, the Purplest. And this book is by Barbara M. Josse, illustrated by Mary White. And it's from the best-selling author of Mama, Do You Love Me? And this is a library book, so you can also get this from your library, boys and girls. Here we go. It is I Love You, the Purplest. Early in the evening, the brothers and their mama finished supper in the sturdy red cabin and set out to fish. The lake slowed its thrashing to a soft, even beat. The mosquitoes dipped low to the water, and the water bugs skittered on top. The moon glowed on one side of the lake, while the sun shimmered on the other. This was the time when fishing was best. Max explored from the cabin, twirling the shovel in front of him. Mama came next, and then Julian. Julian shut the cabin door tightly to keep it safe from burglars and bears. Julian scooped the dirt to find the fattest worms. Max jumped on the shovel and flung dirt in the air until a tangle of worms filled his can. Mama, who has the most worms? He asked. Mama, who has the most worms? Mama smiled. Max, you can full. Max, your can is full of the liveliest worms. And Julian, your can has the juiciest. Max, Julian, and Mama stepped into the small wooden boat. Julian took one oar and Max took the other. Julian planted his blue boots wide and took deep, even strokes. Max braced his red boots against the ribs of the boat and stroked quickly through the water. The brothers' faces were hot, and they gulped at the air. Julian gasped, Mama, who's the best rower? Mama's eyes grew soft. Why, Julian, you took the deepest strokes, and Max, your strokes were the fastest. And 3 fishes until stars sprinkled the sky. The 3 fished. Yeah, let's do this right. The 3 fished until stars sprinkled the sky and water turned dark as night. In the end, Mama caught 1 fish, Julian caught 1 fish, and Max caught 3. I'm the best fisherman, cried Max, hoisting his fish in the air. Julian pushed his hat brim low on his face. 3 fish, What a bountiful fisherman you are, said Mama. And Julian, you're the cleverest. Your fish hid in the weeds, but you waited. When your bobber jerked in the water, you kept your pole high and you reeled in a fine fat fish. When the fishing and the baths and the stories were done, Mama tucked the brothers into bed. Julian slept in the top bunk, and she reached up to kiss him goodnight. Mama, whispered Julian, his hands forming a tunnel around her mouth, around her ear. Who do you love best? When the fishing and the baths and the stories were done, Mama tucked the brothers into bed. Julian slept in the top bunk, and she reached up to kiss him goodnight. Mama, whispered Julian, his hands forming a tunnel around her ear. Who do you love best? So he's whispering in her ear. Mama thought for a minute, and then she whispered, why, Julian, I love you the bluest. I love you the color of dragonfly at the tip of its wing. I love you the color of a cave in its deepest hidden part, where grizzly bears and bats curl up until night. The mist of mountain, the splash of a waterfall, the hush of a whisper. The breath in Julian's chest grew and grew and grew until he couldn't hold it any longer. Then it came out in a long, velvety sigh. Mama crouched low to the bunk where Max slept. Max wriggled his finger for Mama to come close. He whispered, Mama, who do you love best? Why, Max, I love you the reddest. I love you the color of the sky before it blazes into night. I love you the color of a leopard's eye when it prowls through the jungle, and the color of a campfire at the edge of the flame. A wide open hug, the twirl of a magic cape, the thunder of a shout. The smile on Max's face grew and grew until his cheeks couldn't hold it in. Then it came out in a big thundery laugh. Later in the evening, the brothers and their mama slept, one in the top bunk, glowing like the evening moon, one in the bottom bunk, shimmering like the evening sun, and Mama in the big bed, dreaming of boys she loved best. The end, boys and girls, of I Love You, the Purplest. And what is my favorite page? I love two pages in this book. One for each of the boys, how she explained how she loved them. Mama thought for a minute. I love you the color of dragonfly at the tip of its wing. I love you the color of a cave in its deepest hidden part, where grizzly bears and bats curl up until night. And then for the second, that was Julian. And then for Max, I love you the color of the sky before it blazes into night. I love you the color of a leopard's eye when it prowls through the jungle, and the color of campfire at the edge of the flame. Those were my two favorite pages, boys and girls. And this is an oh so beautiful book. Look at that. It is Miss Reynolds with B.O.R.E.D, Better Off Reading Every Day. I do not own the rights to this book, but I did love the magic of the two boys and their competitive nature against each other, from the fishing to the love of their mom and the catching of the worms and the rowing of the boat. Boys and girls, I hope that you know that love has no limits. No limits at all. When I talk to my daughter and she used to ask me about love, I used to tell her I love you a googolplex, which pretty much, if you look it up, means a number with no end in sight. And that's how a mom, at least I feel about my daughter. And that's how a lot of moms feel about their children. So when you're thinking, I wonder how much my mom loves me, know without a doubt that her love has no beginning and it has no end. It has no middle. It has no side. It's never ending. It's like no love you've ever seen or felt in this world. It was my pleasure to bring this beautiful book to you. I Love You, the Purplest. And it is from the authors of Mama, Do You Love Me? So you can see how much love is flowing around here in this book. And of course, you know, I had to stick a little purple in there because the Purplest. Today, like I told you in the beginning, we did beading at school, and it was all about pipe cleaners and beads and making special bracelets and necklaces and all kinds of things together. And I made this one. And I made it with all these different purples. It's like the clear purple, and then there's like a glossy purple, and then there's one that I call a super purple, which is the most purple of them all. And we all sat together in our class after school, and we made bracelets and necklaces and all kinds of things. And it was just one of those things where I said to one of my kids, or two or three of my kids and their parents, I love beading. It always makes me feel like such a superstar, because it's the one thing where you're making something that is a one of a kind. You can't buy it in the store. You never see it anyplace else. And it's coming straight from up here, straight into your little hands and right into those beads to make that unique, special, and heartwarming bracelets. A lot of the kids took home bracelets and necklaces and gave it to their siblings and their family, and it was a good time for all of us. And boys and girls, I just wanted to bring this a little closer and show it to you. Can you see it? You can see it, right? And there, of course, is my googly eyes, my purple googly eyes. So boys and girls, it's been my pleasure to hang out with you today. And of course, let's get our twirl on. Let's put this over here. Come on, let's do this right. It's Monday. At least it's Monday for me. I'm not sure what it is for you. But it's going to be Tuesday soon. Before you know it, let's twirl into Tuesday, boys and girls. Twirl into Tuesday. Tuesday, we are so ready for you. Because why? We love you the purplest. Bye.